the less casual gaming. The less casual gaming. The less casual gaming. The less casual gaming.
Okay.
Hello, you're listening to Thoughtless Casual Gaming with Brett and Jace. We are a Geelong-based gaming podcast where we play games badly and then talk shit about them. And boy, do we have some bad games to talk about today.
Fucking wish I had some bad games to talk about. Son of a...
Well, some of us decided not to go in the end.
Motherfucker, I will cut a bitch.
But we are here tonight to talk about Cheeky V and Big V, which happened at the end of November. We are joined by the most gracious and most professional most professional person. See, I've started really fucking well. That you will ever hear on this podcast. We are joined by Moose.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, guys. Pleasure to be here.
Is this the most accomplished gamer that we've had as a guest?
Potentially. I don't know about the Kings of War guy.
Oh, yeah. Conquest?
Conquest, yeah, that one.
I mean, we could never get the game right, so it doesn't count.
It is very sad. It is very sad if I'm the most accomplished guest you've had. That's terrible.
But not just guest. Anyway, we are here to talk about, first off, let's talk about Cheeky V. So Cheeky V is, Big V is the biggest Blood Bowl event in Australia. It happens yearly or usually around sort of November-ish. Cheeky V is the night before, and Cheeky V is a sevens tournament, which is where our hearts are.
The main event, let's be honest.
Yeah. So we had a good crew going. We had myself, we had Moose, we had Ant, we had Yelv, Lee, Dill. We had a really good TCG showing. There was one person missing, but
missing but not missed is the moral of the story.
There was actually two I found out recently.
Oh,
There's two people that missed it that we should be sad about. Yeah, absolutely two important people. Well, I think Jace is kind of important. And it was sad that he couldn't go. But the other one I found out recently, Pip had registered.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Pulled out with sickness as well, I think.
No idea. Did you?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you had the spicy cough.
I did. It was so spicy.
Did
What was frustrating?
Were you and Pip like
I mean,
sharing a room or something, or what was going on there?
We made sure we didn't touch mouths to mouths.
Mouths can go everywhere else. It's fine.
I thought that's how you kept it safe, right?
Oh dear. So we had a 3-round sevens tournament without our friend Jace, but Jace was there in spirit. He was.
Can we talk about how active that Discord was? Single-handedly.
We had the pink shirts on show. We had I think TCG made an impression, which is nice. I'm all for making more of an impression next year. So if anyone is interested, let's get that happening.
It was really good to see all the pink shirts around at Cheeky V. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we got noticed, right? Yes. It was hard not to see the pink shirts.
The pink is just the best colour too. As opposed to Big V, where there are all sorts of teams going on and, all sorts of uniforms happening, but not to the extent so much that we had.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, hang on. I'm sorry. I know I'm a guest and I'm not supposed to do this, but can I have a bit of quiet? Because there was something else that was missing at Cheeky V, and this is what it was. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Conspicuous.
Yes. So the alcohol did not start flowing until the next day. And much to various people's disgust, it did not start flowing until like 11:30.
I mean, that sounds reasonable to most crowds, right?
Well, there was a queue, and there were people. I got asked a few times on the Saturday, so when are they serving drinks?
Yes. And you as a ref should know that.
Yes. I mean, I did know that, but
Yes.
yeah,
As a thirsty ref.
it was. It was a very common question in Saturday morning. Anyway, cheeky. 3 rounds of sevens. Jace, you had some predictions.
Importantly, though, 3 rounds of 7, the bit I like about Cheeky V more than anything else, Friday night. So this thing kicks off, what, 6:30 or something?
6 o'clock.
That's the rostered time.
And then it's 3 games back to back. You're done by like, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, it was like...
So the games were over by 9:30, right?
Were they?
I can't remember because we had less than an hour per game, so I can't see how it went for 4 hours.
I mean, it did take a while to start. So anyway, look, it's a Friday night.
The important thing is, you go to work, you go fuck this, you go from work to Cheeky V, you play 3 games of Blood Bowl, you go home, and it's like that is so good.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is in theory, right? But the way the Geelong crew did it was everyone knocked off at lunchtime, jumped in a car, or earlier, jumped in a car, got to Melbourne, hit the pub for a couple of hours, and then went to Cheeky.
And then hit the pub afterwards.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, that's true. That's what happened.
It is what happened. Yeah. Oh, dear. No, it was a good event. Look, it's it's sevens. It's what it's our bread and butter. We know it. We've played it before once or twice, and we know it's a bit of fun. So that's what we're all about.
Other half of this is they don't complicate it, right? It's super simple rules pack. So it's literally just you have your 600k starting. You get star player points, but effectively 3 primary skills, and you're done.
Yep.
Like it's everything. There's no thinking about it. It's just every list. You know exactly what you're doing. There's no ridiculous combinations, anything wacky. They do some bingo on the side. That's the thing that we'll get to. But so easy to get into.
I tell you, it's even easier if you get a mate to build your roster for you. just saying.
It'd be easier if you didn't cheat.
Well, I did, yes, that's true. I did pick you up on the cheat. But anyway.
What is terrifying here is that Dylan picked you up on the cheat.
Correct. Correct. Didn't you hear about my cheat?
I don't think so.
All right, go for this. This is so, Moose, what did you take to Cheeky and how did this unfold?
So I had painted a dwarf because I wanted to run it in Why So Serious. So that's where this started.
One dwarf. That was
one. It was a Troll Slayer. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
And I went, all right. So I've got this one dwarf that doesn't really fit anywhere else except for Why So Serious. Maybe I should paint up a dwarf team. Jace, can you put a dwarf roster together for me? And he went, yep, here it is.
Take that a step further. What had happened is we'd played some practice games and you'd taken your beloved ogres and went, I don't think I can play this in the time frame for Cheeky. Like, here's
that's true.
All right, I need to take something that I can play faster. What else have I got painted? Fuck, nothing except this dwarf. What can I do with this dwarf?
I'm taking a one player roster to Cheeky is the plan.
So
I'm sorry. Fast is not dwarves aren't what I think of first when I hear fast.
Well, they don't go fast, but they play fast theoretically.
Play fast. Yeah, because you roll the dice and somebody falls over, and that's the end of your turn. That's the strategy, right?
You move 4 squares and you stop. You move 4 squares and stop. Like you only have to count if drummers can play dwarves. Like,
Yeah. It was a good plan, and I think that kind of worked, actually. Except, so we're trying to get to the cheat. So Jace put a roster.
Completely unprompted, unscripted. I went, fuck, how can we make dwarves fun? Because, this is awkward. I went, shit. All right, so we want to be able to move a ball because that's what makes this fun. What will people not expect? Movement on a dwarf. How can we get movement on a dwarf? What if we give the little bastard like sprint?
Mm-hmm.
He's movement 6. That's a movement 9 dwarf. He could come out of anywhere. He's a gutter runner dwarf. And so with this lightning bolt moment in my brain, I went, great. So we've got a Troll Slayer. He needs to kill big things. Let's give him Mighty Blow. That'll help. We've got a Blitzer. He's already got a thing. We'll give him Guard because everybody needs Guard on the dwarf team. Happy days. Our little sprint friend. Chuck in some linemen. Robert, your father's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a team, right? I think it was what? Two blitzers, Troll Slayer, runner, three of line dwarves, and a desperate measure. Because we couldn't not put a desperate measure.
I mean, that was the first thing on the roster, to be honest.
Yeah, I did that. So that was the fundamental idea behind it. Just go standard dwarf shit, and then occasionally gutter run a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you played some games with that. I think we had played some games with that.
It was fun.
Yeah. And then you had Dill over for a little practice, sneaky practice before the thing.
So he actually didn't pick it up in that game. We played that game and he went, Matt, I want to make you up a little card of skills.
Yeah.
Can you send me your list? And I went, yeah, no worries. So I sent him a list, and almost straight away he got back and went, you cheating fuck.
So even on a little dwarf runner, sprint is not a primary skill.
Is it not?
No.
Should be.
I agree.
Well,
they still don't get access to Edge. I think they get general passing or something stupid. But either way, I just made assumptions in the moment. Nobody checked my data, except for Dill.
Thank you, Dill. So
to be clear, you had submitted your roster by this stage.
I'd submitted my roster really early,
and got no response.
No, there was no response. But I just assumed that it was accepted.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I got checked last year, if you remember, Jace. He came back to me and said, "No, you can't have 3 Bloodseekers in your Corn Sevens team." And I'm like, "Yes, I can."
Garbage. Yes, I can.
Well, see, that's it. He's given up.
He's learned.
He's given up. There's no point checking you if you're going to check it wrong, right?
Maybe he trusts us.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
That's a Trump response to COVID. Just don't look for it.
So the moral of the story is there was a little bit of a last minute scramble for what are we going to do to swap around?
Yeah, well, no, not really. I went, Jace, I can't take sprint. I can't. Yeah, I don't want to afford. I don't want to cut one of the other skills to put sprint on the dwarf who's going to fall over half the time. That was my first option.
Well, that's the most fun bit on there. So remove Mighty Blow from a Troll Slayer, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a sprint dwarf. Apparently that was unacceptable, and you did something else, and I cannot remember what it was.
I put on the ball on him.
That's right. Which at least still gives us some more movement in a dwarf team.
Yeah.
Glorious.
That was good. Except I tried to cheat in one of the games with that as well. I thought I could move him after my kick, but I was told, no, it's only after my opponent's kick. I went, okay, fair cop.
Dear. So I sense a theme running.
So we have a real solid grasp of the rules and a willingness to disregard them regardless.
No, see, at this intro, the intro to Cheeky V, Brett said, it's sevens, we've played it, we know it, right? And yes, I've played it. I don't know it. I think I've intentionally gone out of my way not to learn the rules.
Also fair.
That's why I play ogres, right? You get to throw teammate, kick teammate.
That's what you know how to throw a teammate, then you're fine.
Yeah, you don't need to know how to do it.
There was a lengthy conversation after going, I think you've tried to trick me into actually playing Blood Bowl, which wasn't at all my intention. But he's like, I had to learn about tackle zones and shit. I'm like, I didn't want to know about assists.
Well, yes. Luckily, I had some really, really good opponents on the night who helped me with all of the rules.
Oh, dear. Do you want to go through your predictions, Jace? Because I think they're quite funny.
So the way this played out is I was supposed to attend. I was a little bit excited to attend an event. And since I was coughing such a spicy mix, I decided it was probably best not to infect the largest tournament in the Southern Hemisphere. Somebody will have, but I didn't want it to be me. So
somebody did.
Yeah, of course they did. I should have just gone for anyway. So I was sulking, and on the Discord, I proceeded to then amuse myself. So the way this played out is I predicted what all of the results was going to be. So our good friend Brett was playing Nurgle. My assumptions here. He's going to claim that he doesn't want to think about it or do well, but also then he takes the team that he's most familiar with. Most likely to be absolutely wiped out. Yeah, I mean, you say be absolutely wiped out before having to get up to ref tomorrow, regret taking a team that actually makes you think about every single square on the board, but likely to finish top 10 after swarming a gutter runner with 8 million disturbing presence auras. I mean,
I didn't play Skaven, but yeah, no, it's all
I
fair.
expected a high Skaven contingent.
So did I, actually. So.
All right. And
I faced them twice.
See? They were just higher up on the tables. And playing Elven Union. And after combing through about 1,000 possible rosters, Anne has come around to the same one he's run every single time he considers running elves. Most likely to decide that a second catcher would actually be an amazing way to play them, but never actually try it, and then go back and play vampires instead. Likely finish middle of the pack after playing vampires who refuse to fail a bloodlust roll and just really rub it in. And I suppose that is off the back of me having lengthy conversations with Ant about the value of 2 catches on a Union team versus 2 blitzers. And his dislike of vampires after the last season. Yalv playing humans.
Hang on. Sorry, yes. I think we should... Am I right? I'm not sure. Am I right that Ant came second in Cheeky last year?
I believe so, yes.
Plausible.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Fact checked.
I like it.
Well done, Brett.
Yeah. Memory, that's my strong point.
Yelv was playing humans. Now, with 0 prep games under his belt, Yelv has gone for a complete jack-of-all-trades team that he can fit a reroll into. It was going to be Orcs, but then he worked out that it has animosity and that's not worth it. He is the most likely to actually play Precision Blood Bowl, end up on the top table going into game 3, and then get absolutely diced by a stupid gimmick list where everything just went right and then his dice abandoned him. So I predicted him top 6, would have been top 5, but a close field and dice that aren't kind, as long as he ends up 1 ahead of Brett, I was happy.
Okay.
Moose, playing dwarves. What? Dwarves? What the actual hell? This is going to end up being my fault, by the way, but most likely to actually remember his single DM, only to get set piece on a team that just won't appreciate it at least 2 out of 3 games, then go back to playing ogres, where things like tackle zones are a story you get told to scare children. Likely finish bottom 3rd. I mean, how can you score when you can't kick a teammate into the end zone?
It's legit.
That is an absolutely spot-on prediction. That's exactly what should have happened.
I am playing safe bets here, people. This is not surprising for anyone. Dylan, playing Khorne. Now, Dill would be the people's champion if the people didn't have any common sense. But it's a team he knows. This is a definite dark horse potential. He is most likely to play excellent Blood Bowl for at least 2 whole games, then get tired, foggy, say fuck it, put it all on black, give the Bloodspawn the ball from a touchback, and then proceed to fail unchanneled Fury rolls and move nowhere. So likely finish, bottom of the top half, after looking like being a contender game 2.
I mean, you know us.
Yeah, that's totally expected. That is how I think Dill expects to play. That's how I expect him to play.
I mean, again, this game, I could have played this tournament for everybody here. This is not a... Lethal Lee playing Norse. Now, Lee hates Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl hates Lee. Why is he here? Well, the man has some serious masochistic issues to work through. He was most likely to explain to all his opponents in exceptional detail at length exactly how much and why he hates this game, giggle, then play another game. Likely finish close to the bottom, just above that guy who left in game 2 and some idiot that got COVID and didn't show, because Nuffle really hates Lee.
So, I've got to tell you the story. I was sitting next to Lee on the first game, and I think it was turn 2. His opponent rolled double skulls, and he had to stop everything, call me into the game, and go, "He's just done a Lee." He was very excited. He was very excited. But
I
yes.
do think we need to introduce some sort of Lee Award into our.
Yeah, it's.
There was a bit of chat on Discord today. Even if you did, I think he would not miss it. He wouldn't get to it. He would miss it just by a little bit.
Yeah, because he would try to get it.
You can't fool Nuffle.
Yeah. Although that could be a winning strategy. Introduce a Lee Award, and he'll spend the whole event trying to do it, and probably win.
And someone else will be more likely.
Yeah.
All right. So you took dwarves. I took Nurgle. What did I take? I took 2 bloaters. I think it was very boring, just to keep things simple in my brain. I took the Rotspawn, 2 bloaters, and a Pestigore, and I gave the Pestigore extra arms and took block on both the bloaters, I think. So very, very simple. Beat people. My idea was to beat people up.
Wow, that seems really nasty.
Yeah, I know. And then, in the game as well, I was hoping to beat up some players. Game one, I played against Geordie's Halflings. And this was a fun game, apart from the fact that for some reason, Geordie and I were on the top table for game 1. The top table was one of these 3D printed tables that had some of the information that you need. Like, it had a reserve box and stuff, but there was, we had no sort of directional thing or, no area.
How lazy have we all become because of the convenience of having all of the important rules
right there
on the board?
I was referring to the board next to me for a couple of things. So it was Halflings. He threw a teammate. I punched some stuff. Ended in a 1-1 draw. Good game. Lots of fun. I did 4 casualties to his 1 and 3 fouls to his 1 as well. So had a bit of fun. Again, was just there to bash. Wasn't thinking too hard. It is Halflings, and I think I tend to fail more against the teams that I probably should beat. So stunty teams tend to do. I have real trouble against like goblins and snotlings and stuff like that.
Why? Because they don't play the same game.
This is Nurgle, right? You're talking about Nurgle struggling against
no, just in general.
Oh, just you. You as a coach.
Me.
Okay.
Just me.
He shows up to play Blood Bowl. They're playing something else. He's like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah. I think there was one season I needed a draw to make it into the finals, and I was playing Snotlings, and I went down like 3-0 or something. Oh, dear. Anyway, that was my game 1. It was a good, fun game. Lots of laughs. It wasn't very serious, which is exactly what you want. What about you, Moose?
My game one. Look, I got really worried at the start um, because I was pretty sure I'd registered. Walked in. I'd had a couple of beers, so maybe I did it wrong. But walking up to a table and saying I'm me is not too difficult. But I played against what was his name? It's here, Danny. Now, Danny was a swing player, right? So I was pretty sure I'd registered. They called out all the draws for round one, and I was still standing there, partnerless. I was aware of that feeling. I've had that feeling before.
It's like the high school dance, yeah.
I'm going, but me, I want to play too.
My love life.
So went over the table and went, and me? What's your name? I, introduced myself. And he went, did you register? Yeah, I did. You even gave me a pitch that I have to take home for Chase. Okay, sure. So he remembered me, but somehow I'd missed on the things. And he turned to the guy next to him and went, Danny, you're up. And he went, well, I don't play sevens. Here's a team of Skaven. Okay. How do I do that? Put a primary on 3 of them and away you go. Okay. So, I was getting stuff out of my bag and he was making his roster. And I don't remember what his roster was, but he was an absolute champion. Like, he obviously knew 11s. I helped him a little bit with some of the 7s rules and, helped him with how he was going to build his roster. Before we get started on the games, though, my intention for Cheeky, I knew bingo was going to be a thing. I don't know the game very well. I fully expect to get beaten more often than not. So my intention for this game was to go and play bingo and try and help my opponent get as much bingo as they could. Mm-hmm. Right? There was prizes for bingo. So there was 7 groups, I think, for bingo.
Oh, no, I think there were 10.
Might have been 10. Mm. So there was 10 groups of prizes, and if you got bingo, depending on what group you're in, you got to choose one of the prizes from those things. So I went, there's going to be a lot of people get bingo. Playing last year, I scored bingo halfway through the first game, right? So I went in with the expectation that bingo was a possibility for everybody.
Didn't seem to be.
Definitely did not. I got my bingo card and I had it here around. I thought I had the prop here. Yeah, here it is. I got my bingo card, fully expecting that that's the game that I was playing for the night. And then I looked at it and went, I can't do this with a dwarf team. I have to throw the ball. I have to score 3 touchdowns. There's so many things. I had to catch a ball. I don't know. There was lots of things that I had to do. But I went, I can't do this bingo.
The one that got me
dwarves
was re-roll a 1 into a 1.
Yeah.
It's a sevens game. Unless you have something that allows you to re-roll, like a skill, you're not taking a re-roll.
No, absolutely. I had no re-rolls.
No, neither did I. I had no skills that would allow me to re-roll anything.
Yeah. All right, I've got my bingo card in front of me. And score before the end of turn 2. That's not happening for dwarves. Not happening. Score from a pass.
I mean,
I'm not throwing the ball. None of my guys can throw. Just
right at 3+. 3+ that's the sure thing.
Maybe I should have tried. I probably could have done it. Anyway, succeed in 4 or more rushes in a single turn. I mean, that was a possibility.
That was a last year's one as well.
Yep. Suffer a casualty not caused by your opponent. That's totally possible for a dwarf. Mm-hmm. Just need to try and dodge away somewhere, and he's bound to fall over. Have your opponent set up with 3 or less players. I kind of went, oh, yeah, dwarfs might be able to work towards that one. Have a player sent off for fouling. I'm going, I've got no reserves. I can't afford to have somebody sent off. I actually don't want to go for that one. Roll a 1 into 1, remove a ball carrier from the pitch, catch a long pass. That's not happening. Score 3 touchdowns in a game for Dwarves. My experience was that wasn't going to happen either. The ones that I did score and scored them all in the first game, I think, was fully painted team. Sure.
Yep.
Caused 2 removals in 1 turn. I think I did that against Skaven. Move the ball carrier via a chain push.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Danny in the first set that up for me and went, come on, you can do this. He didn't say any of that, but looking at the board, I'm going, you set that up for me. I'm going to do that. Anyway, so that happened. Badly hurt a player from a surf.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I did that at the same time that I removed the ball carrier.
Yep.
And kill an opposing player. I think that happened game 1 as well. Anyway, so my game, back to the game. I was trying to play bingo and trying to help Danny play bingo. I'm still not sure. He wouldn't let me set up the last drive with only 3 players on the pitch because I actually had more alive. He went, no, you've got to put them on. I went, do I really? I don't want to. But anyway, he made me.
Disregard, flagrant disregard for the rules.
Is there rules? Do I have to?
Have you met this man?
I don't know the rules. You've got to remember I don't know the rules, right? Anyway, I was quite happy to set up the last drive with only 3, but it didn't matter. So Danny managed to kill my runner straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, in all my practice games, as far as I was aware, I didn't have another ball carrier. I went, if my runner can't hold the ball, I'm screwed, right? So that was my mindset going into the runner's dead, this game's over, is what I was thinking. But anyway, I think I'm just going through some of my notes. Not a lot really happened. I can't remember who got the first kick and who got the first, but the ball basically got locked up in the middle and just ground to a halt for the first half. The second half, somehow I managed to get the ball and caged up and slowly removed Ratch from the pitch until, turn 10, stumbled over into the end zone for a 1-0 win. That was...
that's still a win.
It's still a win, but actually Danny did something weird. In the in the last turn, he had a chance for a 2-turn touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Is that my maths right there?
Yep.
And so I was kicking to him. He got the ball. I think he only had 5 players on the pitch, and he moved back. So I'm not sure if he didn't realise it was a regen tournament or it felt like he was trying to protect his rats. Like in that situation, I would have run forward. He could score in 2 turns. He just had to get through my line of dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he went protection. So I'm not sure what he was doing.
Unless he was terrified that you were going to sack the ball and score a second one, and he was just minimising the damage.
Yeah. Look, Danny was a great sport, and he really knew Blood Bowl much more than I did. He did try to insist that I roll a D16 when I killed a guy. I rolled a 12 on the injury, and he went, now roll a D16. I went, nah, mate, he's dead. I went, but so, yeah, I had to help him with some sevens rules myself, but he definitely knew the game and was an absolute legend. But Yeah. The other thing that I'm thinking about that game is maybe he was put in and given strict instructions not to win. Maybe it was you're the fill-in player. You didn't pay to play. I have no idea. He may have paid to play. But, go play, have fun, don't win. I'm not sure what his instructions were, but it definitely felt like in those last 2 turns, he wasn't trying to equalise. So it was 1-0 win.
That's a win.
And I'm still looking at my bingo card going, oh, come on, what can I do here?
How the actual hell do I do this? Yeah.
So that was my game 1.
Game 1. All right. This is a 3-game tournament. Let's keep it rolling. Game 2.
I mean, just having a quick look, Danny did not come last. So
he did not.
No.
He did not. And I'm really thankful that he stepped in. Otherwise, I would have been standing there not drinking beer for a whole turn.
And that would have been hell.
Yes.
So round 2, I believe in round 1 there were a number of draws. So I think there was a vast plethora of different teams I could have faced. What I faced was Sam and his Black Orcs. This one ended up being a 1-0 victory to me, simply because I probably have never seen a man throw as many ones in a game as he did. It was a quick game. I did get to a point where towards the end of the game I realised that I did need one more thing for bingo, and that was to catch a long pass. So that's what I tried to do the first time.
On brand for an Urgle team, yeah.
Absolutely on brand, but that was the only way I was going to get bingo. The other directions just were not going to happen. So I attempted it twice, and the first time I fumbled it. So next turn I picked it up again, and I attempted again, and I threw a perfectly accurate pass, which was then 50-50 to catch for the Rodder, but he did not catch.
Oh, you threw it to a Rodder. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what's happening.
So,
I see our problem.
I mean, I don't have much of a choice, really. I think I'm pretty sure the Pesticle has got a better throwing than the Rodder does, which is why I did it that way. But
yeah, you can't win. Somebody's going to mess that up.
No, so... But yeah, that one was a good fun game. Sam was a delight, but it was 1-0 victory to Nurgle in the end.
Even after you just decided to throw the ball around all over the place.
No, only twice. I was throwing it directly to this rotter who just refused to catch it. It's not my fault. I mean, there's bingo on the line here, people. And last year, what did I come? I can't remember what I came last year.
You did surprisingly well, but they added bingo into the results.
Yes,
and that bumped you way down because you forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know it was a thing. So I vaguely tried to get it, but I wasn't caring too much about it because I didn't know it was worth points. And I think with bingo, I would have come 3rd last year. So this year I was actually attempting to do it, even though I knew it wasn't part of points this year. And that was my game 2.
I was attempting to bingo and I didn't give a shit about points. Anyway, my game 2 was against Rats again. And I kind of felt like I'd had, a game of warm-ups against Rats. The Dwarves didn't mind playing against Rats. All they've got to do is hold onto the ball, right? So it started off, I kicked to them. They scored a turn 2 touchdown.
Yeah, on brand. Yeah.
Bingo.
What? Yeah, he got bingo. He got bingo in my game, actually. I can't remember how he did it. I think he fouled somebody into an injury and got sent off for it.
Him.
No, it was the last turn. We'll get to that. That's fine. So he turned 2 touchdown for him, and I went, oh my God, there's 12 turns. This could be a 6-0 victory to the Rats, right? I'm going, this is all bad. He kicks to me. I cage up and slowly trundle down the pitch, knocking Rats over as I go. That's
This was Dave, right?
This is Dave. And if, again, so we've already spoken about how I don't know the rules. The number of times that I went, this guy's going to do a 2 dice block. And he went, no, that's just a 1. I went, okay, sure, that's a 1 dice block. Or this guy's going to do a 1 dice block. He went, no, that's a 2. All right, I'll do a 2 dice block. So he was helping me all over the place with the tackle maths. Anyway, so he was a lovely guy. And I had a look. I mean, everybody that I played against, I looked at their bingo card and went, now what can I help you with? And his was, I think the only thing he wanted really was the foul and the send-off. And I went, well, that's on you, right? You've got to get somebody down and then go for it. Like, I can't stop you doing that. Just do your thing. So I didn't, in this one, I didn't focus too much on his bingo card. I went, it's up to you. And I had pretty much given up on mine by that stage as well, right? I went, I'm not scoring bingo. So my main focus is helping the other person score bingo and just having fun. So I'm, dwarves against rats. I'm 1 die blocking all over the place. At one stage, and I think it was on the first drive, he managed to get, I don't know even what they're called, a blitzer or one of the rats that had block anyway.
It's a blitzer.
He got that sort of into the back of my cage, and I reckon I hit it 4 times in one turn, and the frickin' thing wouldn't fall over. Right? I just kept. It was both down, go nowhere. Okay, well I'll hit you with both down, go nowhere. All right, I'll hit you with this other guy. Both down, go nowhere. All right, this is not the way this was going to go. But so that happened a heap, and I think it was in the first drive. At one stage, I can't remember what the desperate measure I rolled up in the first one was, in the first game, but the second game, it was a sports espionage, which helped me. I think at one stage, my Troll Slayer tried for a 2 dice block and rolled 2 skulls. And I went, now's the perfect time for this desperate measure to come into play, and I'll roll that into a POW. No worries. That worked.
So wait, you did have a chance to roll a 1 into a 1.
No, I'm rolling block dice.
Yeah, I know, but if you hadn't used it for that.
Yeah, I could have. Absolutely. Because I had a reroll. You're right. But that didn't help. If I had scored roll a 1 into a 1, the way my bingo card lined up, that wouldn't finish a line for me. That was sort of out by itself. And I went, nah, forget it. So I reckon over the whole night, I only failed a block, as in turnover after a block, twice for the whole night. And the one that I've just told you about was one of them. And I re-rolled that into a POW. Right? So I don't know what was going on, but something weird. So wandered down the pitch on my first drive, and knocked over a whole lot of rats and scored late in the first half. Set up again for the second half. He kicked to me, and it was just, rinse and repeat. I got the ball, caged up, wandered down the pitch, removing rats as I went, scored on turn 12, I think. And then he had one turn, and he used, which I thought was really clever. We rolled up a vicious ref, and one of my guys fell over on the line. So he had a desperate measure of grudge match, which
multi-foul.
Yeah, multi-foul. And I knew he was after fouls. Look, he was so cluey with Blood Bowl. I'm not sure that I actually helped, but I reminded him that he could use that to foul multiple times on the one player that was down. And I'm not sure if me reminding him actually got him to use it, or if he would have remembered to use it anyway. But the second guy to foul, he managed to get his guy sent off and hurt my guy. So he was happy. He got, ticked off 2 squares on his bingo card and jumped up to get his prize.
Excellent.
So that was really good. That was a real fun game. And yeah, I I thank Dave very much for helping with the rules.
But importantly, end result at this point in time, how did that game wash?
2-1 my way.
All right. Interesting. As a quick aside, before we move into the next one, random theory that I just had that I feel like I will lose if we don't mention it right now. Nuffle hates Lee so badly. However, talking about your block dice in this, what I feel like is there is a Lee vortex, and what actually happens is somebody in the tournament gets all his good dice.
Maybe.
And so we just need to find out the person each tournament he connects with. Like there's some kind of...
I did buy him a beer before the games. Maybe that's the
See
secret.
what's happened.
Yeah. If anybody wants to win, buy Lee a beer.
With me.
No, this can work. I'm sure this is a thing. If you want to win the next event, buy Lee a drink. You're
He's going to be plastered.
Might be rolling better. All right, game 3. So I'm 1-1, and overall I'm pretty happy. Again, all I needed for this bloody bingo was a long pass, and I sat down against Tim. So Cotters, who is well known in our little tournament scene. He has come to quite a few. He was playing his Necro. And I sat down and I said, absolutely going to be open and honest with you. All I care about is this long pass. That is what I'm going for. And he went, right, cool, okay, no worries. So I don't want to use the word cheat, but there may have been accidentally two weather rolls for this game. Because we sat down and there might have been a blizzard flying in.
No, we don't
which
want that
would
right
have
now.
made that long pass absolutely impossible. So before I knew it, Tim was rolling more dice and going, no, it's fine weather. What are you talking about? Yes. Which I was grateful for because I managed to pull that off. I think it was in turn 2. I managed to get that long pass happen. And then I sort of sat there and I'm like, now I don't know what to do because that was my goal.
I'm done for the night. I'm finished.
I'm done I got my bingo. Not that it matters.
The life lesson here is never have goals. That's the moral of the story.
Once you achieve them, if you don't achieve them, you feel upset. Once you achieve them, you feel empty. Yeah, look, this was a good fun game. It's always fun against Jim. Like, the games are just, they're stress-free and they're always a lot of fun. And we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. This was pretty much 1-1 going into the final turn. And somehow I dodged into a tackle zone, picked up the ball, dodged out, and rushed twice to score in the last turn to win at 2-1.
Awesome.
So, good fun game. And, one of those ones where it's like, okay, all these dice have to go right for this to work, and they do.
Yeah. It's that piece where you've actually marked down the score on the scorecard at this point in time. You're like, let's just play it out just to see which one would fail.
Yes. None of them do. So, I ended up for the evening 2 wins and a loss. No, 2 wins and a draw, sorry. And good fun evening. What about your game 3, Moose?
This was weird, right? So they called out the top 3 tables and went, we've got 6 players that have gone 2 wins. So they're on the first 3 tables. And I'm going, at this stage, I'm thinking there's something gone wrong with the world, right? There's no way that I'm supposed to be in the top 3 tables. This is wrong. But I was on table 3. So I'm going, that's okay for whatever permutations they've used. I'm, sitting 5th at best. And I didn't know the maths. Still don't know the maths. But anyway, played against Russ with his Norse. And he was playing the game that I probably should have been playing.
I love this list, by the way. This was amazing, and I wish I had thought of it.
He was playing Norse with 5 desperate measures.
And 7 linemen?
Yep.
I think so. I think that's all he can afford. But I watched him roll up the desperate measures and went, he's playing my game. That's the game I should be playing. But anyway, again, absolute legend. Looked at his card, looked at his bingo card, and what he needed was 3 touchdowns in the game, or he needed to hurt somebody off the surf. And I went, I can't afford to let him score 3 touchdowns in this game. Like that may as well.
Yeah. You're playing on the top tails.
Yeah, that's right. But I can help him surf someone, right? That's something I can do. So in the first half, we basically, I feel like he might have forgotten about his DMs.
Okay.
Because, so he rolled up a dope. No, sorry, I rolled up a dope. He rolled up a magic scroll, a banana peel, a sports espionage, a dope, and a hangover.
That
right?
is like the holy trinity of...
Absolutely. They're brilliant DMs. I would have loved to have, even just some of them. Anyway, so with the dope, we both put extra strength, I think, on one of our dudes. And those dopes played the whole game. Those dopes played the whole game. They never remembered. They never haven't had an allergic reaction. Correct. Mm-hmm. Granted, we only had to roll for them twice, but anyway. So the first half, the ball stayed in the middle zone. We just went bang, bang, smashed heads against each other for the whole half.
Everybody had a block. No one did anything.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what happened. I think the ball might have got picked up a couple of times, but it didn't stay held for very long. Everybody got pushed around. And anyway, so start of the second, the dopes are fine. And then I feel like he remembered his DMs. I caged up and had 6 people around the ball. So I had my ball carrier, 3 guys along the back, I think, and 2 guys at the front. Mm-hmm. That's six players. Yep. He magic scrolled that cage. Yep. Managed to knock over one of my supporters, like the tackle zone guys, and my ball carrier. The ball carrier was the last to go down. I reckon we juggled that ball off that ball carrier going down for a good 10 minutes. Like, he had people all around the cage and nobody wanted to hold the ball. It just bounced off everyone. It eventually came out the back of my cage, so, slightly favouring him. He sent somebody over to pick it up and wandered off to the sideline, and I've gone, with my stumpy little legs, I can't stop him. Mm-hmm. This isn't going well. This is fine. So at that point, I went, oh well, I may as well give him the surf as well, right? He's already got the touchdown. All he has to do is walk it in. Mm-hmm. I'll put a troll slayer on the sideline, and he can surf me and score a touchdown, and we'll get on with the rest of the game. Yep. He had seen me one dice blocking all game, and it was perfectly effective. So,
no idea where this is going.
So he tried to, in his defense, like, this wasn't, I can't remember what group he was in, 7 maybe, and there was a painted elf team on his bingo table, right? So he's going, if I can hurt somebody off a surf, I can just go up and grab that team. That team's mine, right? So, 1 dice block, Troll Slayer, Skull. That's it. He's done.
Yep.
He's done. So I went, wow, all right. My runner can at least go and stand next to the ball carrier who's, only steps away from a touchdown. At least he'll have to try and dodge out or blitz out or do something. This will be fun, right? So I put for some reason I couldn't blitz him. I just wandered down. But anyway, I was standing next to him. And that was all I did. And then in his next turn, he went, do I walk in for the touchdown or do I try and surf that Troll Slayer again? All right, I'm going to try and surf the Troll Slayer again. Skull. So I went, all right, I'm really sorry, Russ. I'm going to hit the ball carrier and take the ball and run it down the sideline.
I assume the banana peel had gone at this point.
He had to use the banana peel a little bit earlier on to get the distance with his ball carrier out of, once the cage had coughed up the ball.
Yep.
I tried to blitz the ball carrier. Actually, that might have been why I couldn't. No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, he used the banana peel to stop a blitz on the ball carrier a turn or two earlier. But anyway, so yeah, I had the ball with a runner who was feeling very vulnerable, running down the sideline with no mates, no cage. But I still had a Troll Slayer tempting Russ on the sideline. I think he tried a couple more times to surf the Troll Slayer. Did he surf him? I think he did surf him, but he just went into reserves. The crowd went, no, this guy's good. So he didn't get to score his bingo.
So he didn't get the elves after all that.
He did not get the elves. He didn't get the elves, and I feel guilty as hell. So I scored late. I think I scored, it might have been turn 12, and he had one turn to do something. So I went, all right, all my guys are in the middle except for this one guy who's on the edge. Come on, you can surf this guy. And he was just a lineman, right?
Yep.
And so that's exactly what he did. He sent somebody down, surfed the guy again. The crowd went, no, this guy's good. He can go to reserves. So even in turn 12 for him, he failed to get his elf team.
Yeah. And this is the thing, isn't it, when you throw something like bingo into the mix?
It corrupts. It definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. I think I was trying to help him, but it seemed to work in my favour. And, I was actually tempting him out of the win, maybe. I'm not sure. That wasn't my intention, but that's the way it played out. So finished the third game 1-0 my way.
Wow, but that's all right because you were fifth, right?
Well, there's four guys ahead of me, and two other games, right? And surely one of those guys probably two of those guys have got 1 and 2, the other two winners, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. So I'm packing up my stuff, and there's a lot of interest in table 1 and table 2, and I'm just going, gee, that was a fun night. I had such awesome opponents and had a lot of fun, and I didn't score bingo, and that was my intention, but that's all right. I had fun. It was great. It was a really, really fun night. And I noticed who was the guy who was doing Big V? What's his name? Rich? No?
Johnny.
Rob?
Johnny.
No, Johnny's doing the Big V, yeah.
No, Cheeky. Who was running Cheeky?
Rob.
Rob. So I'm trying to pack up my stuff on table 3, and Rob's sort of basically sitting on my shoulder trying to watch what's going on table 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of going, dude, come on. I'm trying to pack up my stuff. Get out of my way. And then, I don't know, something happened. I wasn't paying too much attention to the other tables. And Ant came over and went, Matt, did you win? And I went, yeah, I think it was 1-0 my way. He went, the other 2 tables were draws. And I sort of went, what are you telling me here? This, okay, so what? I wasn't playing on the other tables. I don't care. And he went, so you're the only person to go 3 wins. And I just went, bullshit. Something's gone wrong.
I demand a recount.
We are playing in Bizarro World right now.
Yeah, it was very, very surreal at that point. And, I went, okay, I won. I don't know what winner gets, what the handshake. Oh, here we go. I tell you what winner did get. I'll bring it for you. This is going to be really not work well at all on a podcast where you can't see anything. But I'll show you guys. Oh, there we go. Winner, chicken dinner.
It's official. It's in a frame.
Baby. Yeah. It's awesome. And I have absolutely nowhere to put it. But I'm very proud of this, that I feel like I stole somehow. Like it's
They're the best kind, though, aren't they? I kind of feel that way about my Underworlds trophy. Congrats, Moose. Congrats for going 3-0. The only person to do so. Coming first out of 38 players is nothing to sneeze about.
Yeah. Okay, I can
even
sneeze
if you weren't intending to.
I feel like I tried to fail and failed.
You failed failing.
At failing. And in doing so, did the opposite.
Yeah. So 1 dice blocks. They're my new fave, just by the way. I don't care what team I'm playing.
No, excellent.
What is block as a skill? That nothing to the results.
Yeah, 1 dice box is a lot easier with block.
Yeah.
Dear. So out of 38 players came first, and obviously the first place TCG representative here.
You got that a little bit wrong, didn't you, Jace?
I mean, yes, but I feel like that was no fault of my own.
No, absolutely, you were spot on. That is your prediction is exactly what should have happened.
Okay, so we didn't really give a full rundown, did we? So, Jace, do you want to go through and say where you thought people were coming again?
All right. So my official predictions going into the last round when everyone had stopped giving me updates, I was very upset. How dare you actually play games in turn?
Look, I feel really bad about this. I'm sorry, Jace. I was so focused on having fun.
No. You're allowed to go to a tournament and actually play the game.
Yeah, I know, but because I missed Why So Serious because I was sick, right? And I was at home, wearing my gear with me dad, begging for any crumbs that I could extract from the guys that were there. So I had been in that situation only, a month before. And when I got home and looked at your posts and just cracked up laughing, I felt so guilty that I hadn't updated you once. And just went, oh my God, what an ass.
What was glorious is the update I got after that, though. the full rundown and what's happened and all of the good news. I still think that someone actually posted the results in the Discord at one stage, and I honestly didn't believe them.
I wouldn't either, just quietly.
I just thought someone was trying to take the piss out of me. Which on brand, again, I feel like that was a safe assumption. But actual results. So how do we want to do this? Do you want to go by person or order of
Just go by your predictions.
All right, so my predictions from the bottom, I had Lee 37th.
Okay, so out of the 38, Lee came 25th. So basically 2/3.
All right. 24th, Moose.
Yeah, well, you were wrong there.
That was maybe a minor, statistical anomaly. 17th for Ant.
All right, where is Ant? Ant. Well, you were half right. Ant came 27th.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
15th for Dill.
Dill, I'm pretty
17.
sure. Yeah, 17. He's in here as DILL, which is also appropriate.
Okay. Yourself, Brett, at 7th.
So yeah, I came 8th.
Did you?
According to this. See, this is the one thing I will comment, because I'm not overly fond of the scoring arrangement. So basically, the way it worked was 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the scoring.
Mm-hmm. And then count back with strength of schedule?
Yes. So basically, what ended up happening here is you've got 7 people tied for second on 7 points. And then strength of schedule, look, I get it. I understand that it's a very popular way of doing things. It does, in a tournament this sort of big, you don't really have any control over that. That's just sort of
Look, getting separation in 3 games with that scoring is really hard. So there was always going to be a bunch. So then it comes down to how you manage countbacks. Yeah.
So if we went, say, touchdowns differential, or and then say casualty differential, I'm probably up at about 5th. But look, either way, look, this is what I like about our scoring system, because there's so many points that we give out that it's it creates this.
It creates a spread.
Yeah, which is nice.
The important thing is I got that prediction right, basically.
Well, I'm saying equal second, so...
Well, awkwardly, I think the result says 8th.
The result says 8th. I am equal second with 7 other people and happen to be the 7th person of those 7 people.
So the least equal.
The least equal, that's right. That's me. It seems appropriate, yeah.
And then I had Yelv at 6th.
And Yelv, where are we? 28th. So we got a bit of a crew here. So Lee at 25th, Tim at 26th, Ant at 27th, and Yelv at 28th.
That's on brand.
Yeah. But overall, really, really good tournament. I mean, Rob does it well. It is not, in my opinion, as he said, the premier Victorian Sevens event.
Oh.
Yeah,
he did say that.
He did say that, and then there was a sort of there was a lot of noise that came from the TCG people at that point. But he runs a good. It was a good fun tournament, and that's all that matters.
So
it was fun, and he does run a fantastic tournament. Look, one of the things, and I've commented to him directly about this in the last 2 years, is his acknowledgement of country that he does at the start of the night. I love it. It's fantastic. I cop acknowledgements of country at work all over the place. We get them just about the start of every meeting, but it is really refreshing to see it in a recreational kind of setting. There's no obligation. He doesn't have to do it, but it's just really lovely to hear. And he obviously means something to him, to acknowledge the First Nation people of the country that we're playing on and we live on, is obviously something that he feels that is appropriate. And just quietly, I agree, but it was nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch.
Sorry.
No. That was a good moment. That was we're giving it gravity.
A little bit off-brand as far as this podcast is concerned, but no, it was a nice moment. Yeah, that was Cheeky V. I mean, yeah, like I said, really good, fun night. We topped it off with some drinks at a pub for Yuri's birthday that day. Overall fun.
I don't know. I mean, Yuri's an awesome dude, right? But I don't know that I would choose to spend my birthday in a car full of sweaty mates driving from Adelaide to Melbourne. That's not how I would choose to spend my birthday. Well,
you don't I guess what the alternative option mates, was.
Right?
Yeah. Being at home with sweaty mates. No, it was good to see him. He rocked up about, halfway through, I think? Maybe even before it started.
No, before it started. I saw him before it started.
Yeah,
and I kind of went, well, why aren't you playing? And he went, no, I'm playing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
it's not an excuse. Let's be really clear about this. So I also, just on the prediction piece, now, if I'm right here, Moose, you're 9 to 5, right? You are a man of science, data.
Yeah.
And
we're going here. I know where this is going. Yes.
Because I'm going to pretend like I understood your post, but I would love it if you could somehow dumb it down.
I thought it would be really interesting to compare the predictions, your predictions, which I thought were all, totally legitimate and potentially perfectly spot on, and compare that to actual results on the night. Now, in truth, I was hoping that it was going to show that you underrated us all. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what I was expecting. And I was expecting to be able
also on brand, right?
And I was expecting to come back to you and go, see, I've got proof. You are a bastard. But that's not the way it works. So I compared your predictions to where people came, and I looked at how far off you were for each of us, including, positives and negatives. And then I took that difference and I averaged it. Mm-hmm. And it gave me an answer of 0. And I went, shit, I've done something wrong. Hang on. What? I've stuffed up this formula somehow. Let's try that another way. So I calculated again and it went, no, the answer is 0. And I went, hang on. So as an average of all the people that Jason predicted, he was actually spot on. He was as right as he was wrong.
Yes, but probably the outlier here is your performance.
I mean, absolutely. That screwed everything up, I'm sure. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting little twist of numbers that totally failed to provide evidence that Jason hates us all.
I mean, I can give that if you would like evidence to that.
I think that comes across blatantly, obviously. Oh dear. So
is that what you were talking about? That's what you wanted?
That's what I wanted to understand.
That's what you wanted.
Cheeky V, done and dusted for another year. Definitely recommend coming along next year unless you're silly and get COVID or something.
Don't recommend. Just side note.
Now, after a couple of drinks to celebrate Yuri's birthday, most of you guys pissed off. Leaving Big V, Ant and Lee were playing. But as far as, the normal sort of Geelong crew, that was about it.
So this is kind of unrelated, but when you say we pissed off, we drove home back to Geelong, right? I had Yelv and Dill in the car with me, and a spare seat for Jace, who I don't know, didn't want it for some reason. The other guys convinced me. It might have been more Dill. I'm not sure. It might have been Yelv as well. They convinced me to get on the West Gate and come back that way. I was planning on going sort of Flemington, around that way and go home.
Mm-hmm.
They went, no, this time of night, the Westgate Freeway will be flowing really well. It wasn't. It was very slow. And we were incredibly lucky that the guy in the car next to us had already had a big night and was hanging out the window most of the time, redecorating the outside of the car.
His car or your car?
No, it wasn't my car. It was, I don't know, the driver's car. I have no idea, the car that he was in. But we were stuck in going very slow in a lot of traffic, watching the guy chuck his guts up down the side of a car for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Oh, good Lord.
It was not a faster trip home.
Oh, dear.
And I was doing all I could to not be next to them. But anyway.
Yep.
So,
hard
yeah.
to do when the traffic doesn't move.
Yeah. But, yes. So that was us pissing off. But I think I got everyone home safe.
Well, they've showed up since, so, you know. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Next day was a Big V. Not going to talk too much about Big V. I helped Jono out by being a rules ref. I had a nice little ref shirt. I am probably the least qualified for rules reffing, but on 11s at least. But it was a good solid tournament. Like 158 players day one. I think it was due to be more day two, but I think it was actually 156 the second day. After a couple of dropouts, and I think one guy just didn't turn up for day two.
But
he was driving next to Moose on the way home.
No, he played day one, but didn't play day two.
So is that what? Had he had a rough start?
Who knows?
Oh,
Never
okay,
showed.
That's disappointing. Hang on, before you go further, did you get to keep the ref shirt?
Yes.
Ah, excellent.
Yes, no, I wore it to work one day. When HR decided to pay me a visit. They're like, what are you reffing?
Did you red card them?
Leper. So I read the back of my shirt. Yeah, no, it's good. Jono, there's no one that can do a tournament quite like Jono can. And it was smooth as all hell. Everything. The website is incredible, the amount of detail he's got into that website now. And the fact that people were lodging their games through the website, which was, I believe, if I'm not incorrect, was sort of half set up by one of the guys who does tour play or one of those sites. So, yeah, it was full professional website results that everybody was entering after each round, which was, awesome to see.
And frankly, the only way you could do 150 players, like who's doing the manual data entry for that?
Oh, God no, you couldn't. I did end up playing a couple of games, so I played game 3 on both days. I took a corn team just for something shits and giggles because last year I played Corn in Cheeky V and I played Nurgle in Mayhem. So I thought I'll switch it up. I'll do 11s with Corn this time and 7s with Nurgle. The first game that I played, so for day 1, played game 3 and I was up against Goblins on the bottom table. And it went the way that most of my stunty games go. Bloodspawn got injured on the first play of the first drive, I think, so I didn't even get to use him. And it was downhill from there, so I lost that 2-0, but redeemed myself on day 2 when I played Halflings, and my Bloodspawn not only stayed on, but actually did some serious damage to those Halflings, and cased a tree, I think, from memory as well. So
that's impressive. Hang on, can we go back to game 1 for you against the Goblins?
Yep.
What sort of goblins were you facing? Were you facing Doom Divers and
everything?
Everything.
All of it.
It's
All
11,
of it.
Smoots.
It's
There's
11.
no
So you-
restriction on positions. You can have all of them.
What?
And
was
they
the-
all
it
start
was
on
the
the pitch.
Yes. And you get like 17 bribes or something.
And
with
a line of
coppers.
scrimmage, right? So you actually get to use your ball and chain because you start
chainsaw.
against and yeah.
The chainsaw, which
Okay.
went right through the blood spawn. I did record a couple of very amateur interviews and commentary, which Jace will either chuck at the end of this or he will have already
Let's splice
scattered
them.
through.
Yeah, let's just add them randomly through this second little bit and just interrupt ourselves.
All right, Thoughtless Casual Gaming coming live from the Big V. I have the door closed, but there is still a lot of background noise coming into this room. There are 158 players here, all going through round one of a 6-game tournament over 2 days here in Melbourne. This is huge. Like, there are so many people, so many cool models, so many cool pictures. If you've seen the video of the totally electronic LED scoreboard, that's here. There's so much to see. If you haven't been to a Big V, it is worth coming just for a look, honestly. The Cheeky V was run last night, 3 rounds of 7s. Thoughtless had a good contingency there. We had Yelv, Ant, Moose, Dill, myself, Lee. Sure, I'm forgetting somebody. But yeah, 3 rounds of 7s. So much fun. I played Nurgle and was basically trying not to think, but I had 2 bloaters, one with block, one with Mighty Blow, and I had the Rot Spawn and a Pestigore with extra arms, and somehow managed to score 4 touchdowns over the course of the night, so that was good. Drew my first game 1-1 against Halflings, won my second game 1-0 against Black Orcs, and then played Cotters from the Discord in game 3 and came away 2-1 over his Necro. So much fun. 3 amazingly fun games, amazingly fun opponents. Let's hope that over the course of this weekend I can get a couple of semi-decent recordings in, just to give you guys an idea, because I know not everyone can make it to Melbourne for this weekend. But my God, this is Blood Bowl fulfilled, really. 158 players. Johnny does an amazing job organising this tournament every year. Every year it's getting bigger, and I believe, from the sounds of it, it's probably only going to get bigger still. So much to look at here. So much. So many cool teams. All right. Let's see if this works, and hopefully I can have a chat with a few people over the course of the day. You're going to have to cut us off in like mid-sentence.
And I rolled the block.
All right, round 1 is wrapping up. We have a couple of games that have finished. Most of the others are getting close. I think we've got about 20 minutes left in the round, and I'm joined by my first guest. Why don't you introduce yourself, mate?
All right, it's your favourite former pro wrestling manager of champions, Yuri the Black. Always bet on Black, baby. Otherwise, you can just call me George, or in the South Australian Blood Bowl community, Shisha Fiend. How you going, Brett? Thanks for having me.
No, not a problem, mate. You are a long-time member of the Discord. You're constantly posting your painting updates, which is fantastic. It keeps everybody involved, which is wonderful. You've just played round 1.
Yes.
It's incredibly noisy out there. How did you go?
All right. So I ended up playing one of the other members of our community, Liam Knox. Yep. He played Dwarfs. I played Orcs, and I got railed pretty hard. But it was fun. It was just the amount of KOs, and he removed 3 pieces, and I'm like, oh. Shit.
Look, so he's playing Dwarves again.
Yeah.
He won Big V 2 years ago with Dwarves.
Really?
So he knows what he's doing. But a fun game?
Yeah, dude, I enjoyed myself. Yeah. No, yeah, and it's like midway through the thing, you've walked over, you're like, oh, here's your Patreon stuff. Thanks, and I'm like, I'm just like pulling stuff out of Magic Hat, and my smile keeps on getting bigger.
I didn't want to distract you too much.
No, I'm just like, this is awesome.
Nah,
thanks for what you and Jace are doing for the Blood Bowl community. I'm sorry that I'm not obviously here regularly, being one of the prospectors based in South Australia, but you know, I love you guys. I've known you especially for a very, very long time.
Way too long.
Yep. Yeah. Way too long, my friend.
But it's always a pleasure to catch up with you, mate. Now it's harder to do, obviously. Now you're in SA, but
yep.
Fucking awesome coming down for your birthday weekend.
Last night was good fun. We got a chance to hang out and have a few cheeky drinks.
Yes, after the cheeky V.
Yeah. So, I didn't play cheeky V though.
No, you didn't hear it because you're a wuss.
No, I'm not a wuss. I'm just an 11s player.
Yeah, I just don't know how to play the real Blood Bowl. All right, what are you hoping to get out of this weekend?
Mate, I think just like anything, essentially meet new people, make new friends, have a great experience with like my SA boys and the people and my boys here, a part of the TCG community. Ultimately, a really good question got asked to our group by our fearless leader, Watto, Nathan Watson, Coach Watto, was going, what are you hoping to get out of the tournament? What are you aiming for? I literally said, I'm going, look, I'll be happy with a win on a big tournament stage. Mm-hmm. If it was to do with ranking, I'm going, look, I know I'm not the world's best player. If I get somehow in the top 75, I would be happy. Mm-hmm. I'm just here to have laughs, experiences, hang out, meet people, mate.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's Blood Bowl. It's meant to be fun. You can't take it too seriously. It's part of the game.
And pester a certain purple-bearded co-host as well, just because I can.
Oh, we're going to give each other so much shit all weekend.
Oh, we do. It's always good fun.
It's awesome. All right, well, round one is just about finished. We will see what happens with round two. I may or may not get a game this today because really? There is a ringer this today. We should have 3 more players tomorrow, which means it shouldn't need to. But we'll see what happens. So we'll catch you later.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so overall, for a bit of a wrap up from me, awesome work, Moose. I know you didn't mean to, and it was a happy accident, but you won.
It was the biggest accident and the biggest fluke. And look, receiving the prizes, I was standing out in front of all the people going, look, there is so many people here that are way better coaches than me. I don't deserve this. This is wrong. There was a lot of survivor guilt, I guess it's called.
Well, to contradict that, this is Blood Bowl. You know, any given day, anyone can win a tournament because of the dice. And this was your day. So
it was.
It'll
so
never happen again.
I don't expect that it will. It shouldn't happen again. No. I was rolling 1 dice blocks all over the place, and they only failed me twice. That's wrong. And whenever my opponents tried to do it, it was skulls. It's not right. It's not right.
You bought
that's
Lee
all
a
I
beer.
can say. I did buy Lee a beer. Maybe that's what it was.
All right, guys, we're sitting here in the middle of the round 2. I have just been handed a free of charge, gracias, hard lemonade slushy from the brewery that's here on the venue. So not drinking very much. I'm already starting to feel that. And just want to let you know that I have hesitantly volunteered to be the ringer for round 3. So with any luck, I'll be drunk, and with any luck, I will get an opponent who won't care that I am very 11s illiterate. So we'll wait and see. We'll keep you updated.
Look at that. I think we're going. Huzzah.
Oh, yeah, you clicked already. Sorry, I'm just re-altering my screen and everything like that.
Moving some shit around. Just, yeah.
You did that on purpose, I swear to God, because what you've successfully done now is
completely
destroy the podcast.
I can put a thing in there.
We could put something.
Also, I could put another one right now.
All right, we are halfway through round 5. Game 2 of day 2. Most games are still going. However, I'm lucky enough that some of the games have finished already. Why don't you introduce yourself, mate, and tell us where you're from, your Blood Bowl experience.
My name's Adam. I've played Blood Bowl on and off, mostly off, since I was about 13 years old, back in when I lived in Brisbane.
Yep.
I moved here, and my rekindling of the experience really kicked off when, like many of us, looking for something that we could actually manage to do mid-COVID. I met through a friend and a friend of a friend, a bunch of pretty cool people, and I joined the Not-A-Rona League. So we played initially mostly online.
Yep.
And then obviously as opportunities arose and time moved on, we got the chance to hang out more frequently, sometimes play in person. It's gone from there. I've made tons of friends from this experience, and I've captured the passion of some elements of the game that I really enjoy. I love the senseless brutality of it. I think fantasy orcs are my spirit animals. The barbarians of the game, the thankless avatars of destruction. And when 2020 came along and black orcs started to exist, I really appreciated the more distilled experience that they offered. So I actually went over to playing as them. And I've come here in the hope of defending my title for the most casualties in the league overall, which I'm about to lose to somebody playing a team of cats and is less than half of my age.
Okay, that's something a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's a few non-as guys here. How many teams have you guys got?
We have got 4 teams here.
Yep.
At varying strength. It's just a fraction, a large fraction, but still a fraction of all of the blokes who could have been here. There's a couple of friendly faces who didn't make the trip, unfortunately. But we still have an excellent showing, and wherever I go in the room, I can always count on hearing Luke Perry's voice, one of my team captain, shouting something, just piercing through the whole thing. So.
There's definitely some characters here today. There's some shouts going up and
some nut jobs.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Well, look, it comes with the territory, doesn't it? So, what are you playing today? This tournament? What team? Black Orcs?
I'm playing Black Orcs.
Yep.
Black Orcs have the customized how I feel I can use to attain the most casualties and removals. There's 4 Mighty Blow, there's 5 foul-related skills from Pile Driver to Sneaky Git to Dirty Player. I play to maximize block opportunities. That's marking everything.
Yep.
That's trying to throw 2 dice. That's using grab as best I can to set up fouls. My one regret is I can't throw in Fury just to get me Frenzy, sorry.
Yep.
Frenzy just to get me a few more opportunities. But the trade-off is still a pretty awesome team that I'm proud to play with. So.
And you getting the casualties at the moment?
I'm second place,
Excellent.
except for the aforementioned child half my age.
Yes.
I got them dead in the eye before. I don't think he knows who I am. He's winning with such casual coolness. I just can't complete it.
No, there might be one casualty after the tournament's finished. Might be one casualty after the tournament's finished.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Excellent.
I'll gladly hand the baton of brutality to the next generation if the guy manages to...
And then beat it back next year.
Yes.
Excellent.
Next year.
Awesome. So you're enjoying it then?
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Heavens knows, a game like Blood Bowl with luck
and some left of field outcomes that can just absolutely screw you over big time. I've managed to find my fun, and it'll always sting when dub skulls or rerolls fail. Like that is part and parcel of the game. I don't love it when it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm gotta be pretty laissez-faire about the whole thing. And with a pool of over 140 odd people out there.
We're just shy of 160.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with that many folk out there, at my own skill, I have no illusions that I'm going to take the cup. I'm going to take something. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you very much.
No, you can't because I'm talking. Yeah, you could because you're the one that does it all. I don't know where Zencaster decided to cut us off there, but I did want to say, congrats to Moose. Congrats to Rob for running, a very easy, fun sevens tournament for Cheeky, and incredible kudos go to Johnny and the Big V team, because running a smooth tournament is no mean feat, let alone when there's 160 players.
Yeah,
and
that man has
ran smoothly and well.
More energy goes into that event, and I am consistently amazed by the regularity he's giving updates, the forethought he puts into the different things he's doing, the fact that he's got to run. Not only is he running a tournament, right, but he's funding that tournament with not only ticket sales, but he's funding additional things with things like mats and everything that he's designing. He's getting printed. He's doing it's not even just running a tournament. This is premium in regards to everything else he does around it, because any idiot could just show up and say, we're going to play some games and here's some results. This is far beyond anything that anyone else is doing.
I don't know. Why So Serious is pretty good.
Sorry?
Why So Serious is pretty good.
I mean, yes.
No, it'll do. It's not great.
I don't have to manage the logistics of this bullshit, though.
No, that is very true. And, I don't think there's been a real official announcement yet, but there's already a date for Big V next year. So, he's organising that stuff already, which is just incredible and shows the commitment that he has. This is a big event. Nobody would get upset with Johnny if he decided to do this every 2 years. With the amount of effort and stuff that he has to put into it. But, huge.
Save the date, 15th of the 11th, 2025.
Yep.
So, there's already...
it has definitely been announced. I knew it was in some, 2025 calendars, which had been talked about.
No, he has posted on literally every social media channel under the sun simultaneously.
Because he's organised.
Yeah. Stop making the rest of us look bad.
I mean,
just to add,
no one is better, and it's quite obvious from the amount of people and feedback that he gets for this thing. And I'm no different. I think he's doing an amazing job.
Just to add,
just work out how.
Yeah, sorry to jump in. I didn't have anything to do with Big V, right? But I did see the photos, and it looked like everybody was having a ball. And I can pretty much guarantee that everybody at Cheeky was having a ball. And yes, part of that comes down to the organisers, but the crew that play this game are having fun, right? I was totally blown away by how much every one of my opponents, and it seemed everybody at Cheeky, was just there to roll dice and have fun. It was just sensational. So, a big ups to the people who turned out for Blood Bowl that weekend. It was really good.
There
And
is
this
some
is why
excellent
we play
humans.
Blood Bowl. Yeah. You cannot take Blood Bowl too seriously because it is Blood Bowl. And if you do take it seriously, you're not going to last long with the dice. But yeah, this is why I love Blood Bowl and I love Blood Bowl players. But yes, so all I can say is I'm intending to help out with Big V again next year, but I'm hoping to actually play some 11s tournaments next year. That's my goal. Play 2 or 3 if I'm lucky. I don't intend to take them very seriously. In fact, I want to paint up a gnome team for them. So, but go and have a bit of fun. So that is my 2025 resolution.
Has Lee's masochistic tendencies rubbed off on you? Is that why you're painting a gnome team?
He's not playing 7s. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
A gnome's okay.
I don't expect to do
you tell
well.
me gnomes are okay in 11.
Skills and rerolls and star players and so many other things.
And they look cool.
They do look cool. They do.
It's all about the look. Although I'm going to have to paint up that vomiting gnome somehow.
Absolutely. It's the Grebo ones, yeah. They're that
It
pretty.
is, yeah. That's all I've got to say.
I have this little snippet from Big V.
All right. Round 5 still going on, but I am joined by Ant.
Hi.
Discord member extraordinaire.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much.
Although you're representing a different team this weekend.
I am. There was enough TCGs to make a team, so I am being a mercenary for the Westgate Wargame. It's based out of Flemington, who are a lovely bunch of guys. We've got 2 teams in, and I'm in the A team for some reason.
Well, I don't think that's unjustifiable. You're doing quite well.
Done very well. We've already done better than last year, so I'm very happy with myself. I've come away with 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And with 1 game to go, it makes me better than last year, so very happy.
Excellent. And you're playing elves.
I'm playing Dirty High Elves, and I've done some Dirty High Elf things for the past 2 games, but it's been a lot of fun doing it as well.
Excellent. I mean, well, that's what elves are for. So, besides the results, how does this year compare to last?
This year's actually better than last year. They took on board notes and things that went wrong last year and made it better. Johnny's done running an amazing tournament. The technology's worked really well. The way we score games is really easy. There's no way of getting that wrong unless you try really hard. The people have been amazing. And as you get to know people, it just gets better and better. So as you walk around, you're saying hi to everyone because you've met them at some point during the day. There's lots of time for socialising and chatting. It's just been a really good tournament.
It really has. I mean, I'm getting that too. A lot of people coming up, chatting to me, and everybody's been really friendly. I haven't seen anybody spit the dummy about a bad roll or something. There's been a couple of laughs about them, but nothing bad. And the website that Johnny's got is just next level, really. I've seen worse websites for businesses.
Yeah.
So being able to enter your results on the website, sign away and have your opponent sign and say that they're happy with what you've entered. Just incredible stuff. Yeah. Every round goes up as a PDF pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
They've done really well. Coming back next year?
Yes, coming back next year. I will do all 3. I'll be here for the cheekies on the Friday night and then do the full tournament for 2 days. I would encourage other people to come as well because it's just so much fun. Mm-hmm. And you get to play a lot of Blood Bowl with a lot of really nice people.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wholeheartedly agree. And in fact, I think really we need a TCG team next
We need a TCG team. So we'll get this League of 7s done. I reckon then we start pushing for some 11s and a team of all of us. That'd be fantastic.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Thanks, bro.
And now nothing else to say.
Did I miss something?
Which one you're going to put in there?
I have no idea.
Or unless you can record your own. Cool. As always, give us a follow, Facebook, Spotify, Podbean, Twitch. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell button. Bell button? Ring button? I don't know. You do you. I don't know socials. That's why we rely on Alice.
Follow these guys. They're awesome.
Yeah. As always, thank you to our Patreons who help us to run giveaways. We do have a end of year / early next year giveaway going on Facebook at the moment, where you can win your choice of one of four awesome games. I made it 4 this year. So get on that. And as always, thank you to our thoughtless patrons, Alice, Archie, Clinton, Craig, Gertzy, Jared, Kingsley, and Yuri. Jace is just shaking his head again.
I got nothing.
Seems to be the norm. Yep. Thank you for joining us, Moose. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for inviting me on. It's as crazy as it sounds. You guys are nuts.
It is unprofessional.
It is unfiltered. It is undiluted. This is the full experience.
Thanks. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for listening. Later.
I thought I'd be talking about Underworlds though.
Later.
We're here on day 2 of the Big V. We've got we're down a couple of coaches today, so not quite as many, but still high 150s, which is just phenomenal. Johnny's done such an awesome job with organising this, and it's, I don't know, from an outsider's point of view, it has all seemed to run very, very smoothly, especially for the number of people here. Everybody seems to be having a great time. Some are a little bit hungover, a little bit queasy after the evening's drinking. Just an update to my game in round 3. I was playing Khorne. I thought I could bash, especially when I was playing Goblins. Apparently I can't. So I lost the Bloodspawn in turn 1, pretty much the first thing of the game, first roll of the dice. He was casualtied out, and then it all snowballed from there. So by turn 13, I had 3 gunners left on the pitch. And, they would, in typical Khorne fashion, one of them would stand up, the next one would stand up and blitz and get a 1 dice skull and fall down again, and then it was over. So 2-0 down against the Goblins, which is fine. I didn't want to, hamper anyone's day by not knowing 11s as well as I knew 7s, and B, by beating somebody and sending them further back, because I'm supposed to be a ring in. I'm not supposed to be up the tables. But day 2 is happening. It has been an awesome event so far. I've picked up a few too many models. I have also somehow managed to get my hands on both the Orc dice and the Bone Shambling Undead dice, thanks to Adrian, and now I've got my full set, so I've got one for each team, which I'm happy about. Very successful. Bought myself another team or 2. It's all fun and games, and I mean, all I can say is Big V, get on it. I might try and organise a TCG squad next year if people are interested.
Getting back, afraid